Hi, I'm Bill Holcomb and thanks for joining me for this really easy 7-minute watercolor tutorial which is perfect for beginners. Here's a list of the materials used for today's lesson. Using a number 10 brush, start with some Winsor yellow at the top, work your way down and then you change color, still using number 10, to alizarin crimson with a little bit of the Winsor yellow. Come all the way down to the horizon level, which is the edge of the lake, our bank of it. And then you can just work up a little bit into the yellow at the top. Then we're going to use, after this, Winsor blue, same brush, number 10, round, starting at the top, working your way down, leaving little gaps here and there, and you'll notice that when the blue mixes with the alizarin crimson, it gives a darker color, which is fine, giving you a good variation for the cloud. And dry that off with a hairdryer, always dries lighter. Then for the far bank, start with Winsor yellow, still using your number 10, and go into some sap green onto the yellow, mix the two together. This is really quick and easy, so I highly recommend this tutorial for beginners. Then you can use something like a number 4 brush. If you wish for greater accuracy, you could use a smaller size, like a number 2 or number 3 or something like that. So you just do these shapes of the trees and you start at the top each time, work your way down. Use the technique where you have the brush moving from side to side, occasionally scraping the side of the brush. And you start with a mixture of the Winsor blue and the yellow. You could add some sap green if you wish, and that's a light color for the distant trees. And then when these are finished, we'll be adding a darker version for the closer trees. And don't matter if, inevitably you're going to go over part of those distant trees or some of them, but that helps to create the realism, because there wouldn't be nice uniform gaps taking place in the distant landscape there. So now a darker version, same technique, scraping from side to side, coming all the way down to the far bank, top of the far bank, merging a little bit with some of those trees, and vary the height as well, here and there, some a little bit shorter, some higher. So it's not too uniform, it's a little bit broken up. Like I said, you could use a smaller size brush at this stage if you wish. And remember, you don't want too much water and pigment on your brush at this stage. Then you retain much more control of the painting. And do have a little square of tissue to the side that you can dab your brush on if you want to remove some of the pigment and water. And also have little squares of spare paper to the side so that you can practice on those prior to actually attempting that on the painting itself. That's a couple useful tips that I can give you. As you can see, this is all broken up and you've got a little bit of bushy area at the base of the trees there as well, just for added interest and to ground the trees. Then for the water on the lake, start with a wash of clear water at the far bank area, because that's going to be a misty area. Where in this tutorial, we're helping you achieve mist. Then your yellow, and then your alizarin crimson with yellow, working your way down. Then you work your way up from the bottom with the Winsor blue, coming up this time. And you'll see the variation in colors that you're creating, which is adding much more interest to your painting. Now we're using a flat brush. You can use a half size, and you're just doing downward strokes for indications of reflections. And I'm only going up to where the mist is on the far bank of the lake, just the start of that mist, not going up too far. That's on purpose, as you'll see later. Then you can do some horizontal strokes to add for more realism on the water. Dry that off with a hairdryer. Now we're doing something very interesting, a technique of lifting. I've got a 3/4 size flat brush this time with clear water, and I've laid that onto the far bank in a little bit of a scraping technique. This is very robust paper. The Arches 300 pound allows you to do things like this. And also this other section of the lake, doing some lifting there. And you can also lift in the water nearest to you to give an indication of ripples with light catching the tops of them. Also, another useful technique here, lifting for the sun. Just clear water, say with your number 4 brush, just a circular movement, and then dab with the tissue. I use a very soft tissue that doesn't break up. And then we can also lift some of the reflection from the sun there on the water. Just an indication, just enough, and it tells the story. Then finally, we can add some more ripples on the water using your half-size flat brush for much more control. Just a greenish mixture, a little bit of bluish greenish mixture. And we're not going too far up because we want to have that realism of the mist. And I hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.